See a light wherever you go. You have to face it again and again.
Okay, so I had to do post commentary on this video. Whenever I recorded this before or whatever, I was whispering so low that um, you couldn't hear me or whatever. I was recording at night whenever everybody was asleep, but
What the hell are you? I'm Batman.
um, but yeah, I'm probably not. I mean, I do have other files on here, but that I could have used or whatever, but I just decided to do this. I don't know, and since I had the footage and was deciding not to to I was deciding to just stop uploading or whatever for quite a while. Stop making videos. Stop. You know. Yeah. So we're going down in the catacombs. Um. It's definitely a bit harder too. Also because it has been a little harder because of my stepdad not working and stuff or whatever. So he's here and stuff, and um, because he's here, I don't want to record, and then my mom being here too. But um, explain some of I think I've explained some of that stuff or whatever in some of my previous videos why I don't want to do that. But um, because they have a divine weapon, these skeletons aren't are they instantly die or whatever whenever you deplete all their health or whatever. They have a necromancer. There are necromancers down here or whatever that make them get revived or whatever without resting at a bonfire. So that's an issue. Plus, these guys have more health than the ones that are above, and their moveset's a little different. I don't know if it's hard, they're harder or not, but they do those rolling attacks or whatever instead of what the other ones do up above. Um, they got a ton of stamina if they're rolling that many times. If they're rolling as much as they are. But yet when you're actually fighting them or whatever, they clearly don't do it as much or whatever. It's weird. Um, Me having a divine weapon or whatever, it's helping here because it's these guys aren't coming back after you kill them or whatever. Um, Before killing the necromancer that's making them come back, but um, I've done this. Um, I am pretty sure I've done it multiple times. I did it recently or whatever without a divine weapon. Just came down here with the claymore, +3 claymore. Did it like that or whatever. Uh, and it's not honestly not that big of a deal, honestly, or whatever. Because if you want, you can just rush over here, rush to the necromancers, and kill them or whatever. That's basically what you would do, and then fight the skeletons or whatever. Or if you get killed or whatever, you have the necromancer will be dead, and you won't have to. Yeah. If you get killed or whatever, um, after killing the necromancer, you won't have to kill him. Which is a good thing. I did that rather recently, but these necromancers don't do very much other than in terms of fighting or whatever. Other than shoot like fire pyromancies at you or whatever. The fire pyromancy that they use or whatever. It works a lot like Great Heavy Soul Arrow. It's nothing like the pyromancies that we'll be talking about later or whatever. There's a different type of magic or whatever called pyromancy. There isn't really any type of pyromancy that works like my Great Heavy Soul Arrow here. It's very similar to what those necromancers do. They have a decent amount of health or whatever too. I think it's a little more than these skeletons. Um, these guys are actually pretty easy or whatever. Um, after you deflect an attack with your shield, you can just do what I just did there. Just finish them off with two hands really quickly or whatever because of how easy they're stunned and knocked over. Or wait, does that happen with a two-handed? Uh, yeah, they get knocked over. They get broken apart. Yeah, I was I swore I saw something different there, but now this one can be this necromancer can is probably a bit more annoying to deal with or whatever than the other one is maybe. Few more skellies if you don't have an Astoras. I mean, if you don't have a divine weapon like the Astoras. In this footage or whatever, I also died a couple of times. I mean, well, I only died. I didn't die in the footage. I died off screen or whatever, and I lost. Well, actually, I died a couple of times, yes, but I lost my souls or whatever to like off screen. Trying to get back to where I was and get at least do that, get past that. Where I died at. a bit of a ways back. When I lost my souls or whatever, it was honestly a really crap death. It was really dumb of me to have died, but I think I'm also trying to go for parries more here or whatever. But I started trying. It started making me a little angry or whatever. I started trying a little harder. Plus, I was also trying to. There's also a bit more of an issue because I recording this or whatever. Um, because I'm not normally trained to. If I'm just regularly playing the game or whatever, I'm not trying to talk or whatever, and you know. Plus, I'm over here trying to keep my voice low or whatever, and which was way too low to begin with. You get the idea. The necromancer, once you get this close or whatever, will actually run away further back. I think the claymore at +3 was doing more damage than the Astoras. It was nearly two-shotting them with the skeletons or whatever with two-handed R2s. Um, and this is three-shotting them with it. That um, that archer can be a bit of an annoyance or whatever. And that first part there, if you fighting multiple of these skeletons can be a bit more annoying than fighting one of them. So um, if you go out too far or whatever, you'll be aggroing more than one of them or whatever, and then that archer is shooting out from behind you or whatever while you're trying to fight another one. And yeah, it can be annoying. This necromancer obviously will bring it back to life. Great Heavy Solar doesn't do divine damage. If you try to kill him with it or whatever without killing the necromancer, then he'll come back to life and then screw you over again. I mean, he'll just get back up and start shooting at you again. But yeah, and if you do that, he'll run back even further. This necromancer is a bit of a troll. See him hiding behind the wall or whatever. That dude, the other one, the second one over there, will reform from into a full skeleton. Um, That other one's already reformed and it's hiding behind the wall. If you just walk in there or whatever and run after the thing, the other skeleton will just come after you when you're trying to pick it up. So you may not see that your first time playing this game, but um, if you're observant, maybe. But him being in behind in that corner over there, I mean, and then that item there, whatever, seeing that item, you're like, hey, an item. I want to get this, and then the skeleton will come after you. Um, because of I'm thinking about trying to get into streaming a bit on Twitch. Maybe it might be my if it might actually be better for me right now to make money than it is for what I could do with YouTube. It's probably gonna be a little while before that ever works or whatever because of the bit system and stuff or whatever. I've heard some stuff recently that just for live streaming, but it's probably gonna be a bit before I do that either, though, because I'm wanting to live stream like newer games or whatever. And on this channel or whatever, I mean, on YouTube or whatever, I just be doing um you know blind playthroughs of new games and stuff or whatever that come out or whatever. Which obviously I would need like a Switch and a PS4 and all that stuff, which I don't have. I have a PC, but I need money in order to get some games or whatever. And this PC, it probably uh, some of the games that are being made now or whatever. This is a bit outdated. This PC, but it can run. It can run quite a few games. I mean, like Dark Souls here or whatever. It barely runs DS3, but it's 60 FPS probably. But I don't know. um, I this game struggles to run at 60 FPS a bit. Not that much, but Dark Souls 3 also looks better, has better graphics and stuff. I suppose that's another thing, but And if I never really get anything done with this channel, then I'll, what's on YouTube or whatever, then I'd probably at least be able to get some stuff through Twitch, um, from people who are watching me, I guess. But first, I'd have to get people, a few more people to watch, But be able to run ads and stuff. Google ads and stuff, but at least, but build a following on YouTube and stuff or whatever. But I mean, I could also do the same thing with Twitch because of run ads for Twitch. It's Google ads, So what I'm talking about in terms of ads, but plus I have to figure out how. I mean, figure some stuff out about live streaming, but I mean, I know clearly I know stuff about making videos or whatever, like on YouTube, but mm, I had to figure that out too. But figured out what to do with that. I mean, I use right now. I can just I'm using I have an option to record stuff now, like on a phone or on a PC or whatever. I know of stuff I could use to record off consoles and stuff, but I need to get that stuff. I did have like a capture card at one point, but it's a really cheap one. I don't know what happened to it though. It tells me though that well, there are some things that have come up missing from my room or whatever that I found out later that like they were pawned off, but some things they did ask me about, but I don't know. Or something like that. Yeah, I died to this dude or whatever, trying to do it normally. I don't normally try to do this normally. Um, that necromancer, if you run past where I just was or whatever, and behind the wall in the corner, you'll see it in a minute. Kind of. About down there, down here on the stairs, I guess. He won't really come running after you, the necromancer, but the skeletons will. Um, if you try to do it normally, but uh, The claymore is a bit stronger than the longsword, so it makes sense why the claymore would be, only upgrading at 3 levels. It does a little more than the Astoras, but the scaling for the Astoras is better though. And if you upgrade it once or whatever, it'll already be about as powerful or more powerful than that. So I was probably right about that. A long +4 longsword is about as powerful as the Astoras, but it's a divine weapon. It's not that big of a deal getting it and using it or whatever, but it's better than a lot of weapons for a little while just to use. I don't know what I was doing here. I think I was talking about something, rambling on about something. I don't know. Hmm. There was a Soul of a Proud Knight that I didn't show off in the footage. I think it might be in that room there, or small room or whatever, or one more thing down, something like that, where the Proud Knight soul is. Soul of a Proud Knight. If you tooth, I think, yeah, I think that was already in my videos previously. Proud Knight soul, but I don't know why that skeleton got up. I guess I didn't kill him all the way. I don't know. Maybe he had like a pixel of health left. If you roll off back there where the necromancer and those two skeletons were or whatever, there's a path you can roll down onto. You don't have to do what I did there or whatever. You can just run and try and roll down there or whatever before the skeletons get you, but or you can just try to make your way over there in some way. I don't know. I guess because I know a bit more about it, I'll talk about what my mom and them were wanting me to do. Um, some for the summer or whatever. They were asking me something about mowing lawns with them or something. I don't know. Um, from what they were telling me or whatever, it's I've heard that the person that they would mow lawns with, the people that they would mow lawns for or whatever, they got a bit of money. I don't know. Um, just helping them out for money, but so it's not something I gotta be there every day for. It's not a risk of getting fired or whatever if I miss a bunch. I'm still gonna try to be there or whatever, but at least I don't have to be a zombie or whatever just to do it. But I had to cut. Honestly, I don't know where he came from. Where that um, back up there, where I died in this video. You when I was talking about dropping, rolling on the path, whatever. Uh, I'm about to. After this, I'll be in that area. It's a bit easier to do that or whatever. Not just um. Well, you're doing not just that necromancer or whatever, but the other one backwards. If you do it that way, and it's easier to do it backwards, but are there any more in this room? Sucks because we've been out of coffee. We haven't really had any for a couple of days, but we're about to get money. Might check on my sisters, but stability, but Yeah, I'm probably just gonna. It's probably gonna be the next time after the third video that I was. There are three that I have that I haven't really posted that I still have to put commentary and edits. That I just decided to finish those and put them up or whatever because some of them they've been. It's been a minute since I've had them for a bit and I haven't really done anything with them. So I'm deciding just to get it up now. This is Patches. It's probably gonna be a little while before I upload again. Um, the next time you see me, I'll probably have another place. Maybe I don't know. I wanted to try and get student loans, get my GED, and start doing that. Uh, Obviously, I need to go to college, in order to do student. I need my GED for that, so that's kind of my plan. Some It's been really annoying what I've been doing or whatever, just trying to upload and keep up with everything, but being around my stepdad, mom, or whatever is plus I don't want to do it really because it's weird recording around them or whatever, and I plus my commentary and stuff it's not as good as or whatever, and I really don't want to cuss when I'm around them. Just reasons like that. But I slipped and flipped that level. You see, it didn't cause you any trouble by chance. Are you certain? Well, that's a fine shame. Oh, I'm truly sorry, really. But wait now, you didn't actually fall down then. Well, why didn't you tell me sooner? All's well that ends well. Everybody makes mistakes. I'm not above it all, I swear. I'm Trusty Patches, and one and only. I know, this should make up for it. We're on the same side. Undead outcasts. Fantastic, isn't it? Nice. Um, Getting that humanity. After all that. Uh, you, you don't really get to talk to him or whatever. You get that dialogue or whatever if you come down here later, a bit later, after fighting a certain boss, doing a couple of other things, but waiting for something to go by. He won't be here. Um, Thought I'd come down here and get that, but uh, dialogue, but and do some of this area. Now, I'll be coming back here probably in an episode or two, but which is gonna be a while before you guys see maybe. But the Great Scythe, the E&B best dex weapon. um, yeah, it's a dex weapon or whatever. It's A scaling right now. It will eventually become an S scaling. Uh, it's about as good as the Claymore in terms of damage and stuff or whatever. Its attacks are pretty useful too, or whatever. I've used it a couple of times. It's a pretty decent weapon. Dex really isn't. People. Well, it's not really that in terms of different types of weapons or whatever. Strength, dex, and quality or whatever. Dex is probably the worst to go with, maybe, but mm, possibly. Quality is pretty good. Strength weapons or whatever, depends on how heavy it is, I guess, but because a quality weapon can be heavy and um, I don't think dex weapons can be heavy though. I don't really recall any dex weapons that are kind of heavy. Claymore, I wouldn't exactly describe it being that heavy, but it's like in certain other games like Breath of the Wild, it's supposed to be like a two-handed weapon, something you would typically use two-handed. And so I decided to head back up here. Um, it's really crap. On the way up, I remember having my weapon break. And then later on, or whatever, as soon as I got to this bonfire, I realized that I had the repair box, so I could have repaired it on the way up. But I went through that area with just a regular longsword, back through it, a base level longsword. um, Completely forgot I had the repair box. um, so I came back up here or whatever to kind of get the. Because I have 25 faith now or whatever, I wanted to get the lightning spear from here, but um, lightning spear is a pretty cool looking magic. I suppose the claymore is pretty cool looking too, or whatever. It feels good to use. Um, Unfortunately, though, there's magic that can dwarf the power of the lightning spear or the great lightning spear. Something you get later. The great lightning spear doesn't really do very much. I mean, it doesn't do much more than a lightning spear or whatever, but you get it. You get it after giving 10 sunlight medals or whatever to this. You need 25 faith to be able to get into the warrior sunlight covenant. You can reduce it down to 20 if you help people out online. Um, like get yourself summoned and stuff or whatever a couple of times. I think it goes down once every time, maybe you get summoned. I don't know, so something like that. You need 20 faith to be able to use lightning spears. So, um, yeah, lightning spear is a bit stronger right now. Even with the B scaling talisman, my catalyst, my sorcerer's catalyst, is A scaling. Uh, it does more right now. Once I upgrade my Um, Great Heavy Soul Arrow to 20 though will obviously be doing more damage because the scaling's higher, but um, I'll be getting better talismans for that later. Some of these, the magic I'm talking about or whatever, sorcerers stuff, um, it's faster and it does more damage than lightning spear, so it's much better to use. You get less uses, but yeah. Great Lightning Spear doesn't do much more damage than Lightning Spear, so it really is. Those spells are still better. Great Heavy Soul Arrow is about as powerful as that spell, I think. Um, it can be if you level it up that high, actually. Uh, I think it's a little more powerful, though. Just a little bit. Um, it's, like I said, it's faster and has less uses. But you can make the spell take up multiple attunement slots to get more uses out of it, but um, that's only if you want to go that type of mage. I don't. It's a bit too cheesy for me, but eh. I think the heavier stuff actually does more poise. I don't know, poise damage maybe. So I'm back here or whatever, because now I'm wanting to fight Capra Demon. Capra Demon is probably the boss. It's the third lowest souls amount for any boss. Um, Taurus and the Asylum Demon are lower than that, but I I'm assuming that you actually have to fight the one or two bosses before it or whatever maybe, but they give you more souls. So I don't know. Coming up the back way or whatever, you may be the puppers. Be careful about the puppers or whatever. It's a little weird on the stairs fighting them. Um, this fight can be kind of annoying because it's in a pretty small room. And he has a couple of pets of his own or whatever to back him up. There's not very much room. I don't give you very much room in here, but I think I managed to one-shot him though here. But I I had the wrong equipment on though. I was wanting to use a lightning spear on him. I think lightning actually does more damage. I mean, they're kind of, yeah. I'm pretty sure they're weak to lightning, so demons are, so it does more damage than Great Heavy Soul Arrow right now. and it does more damage than on demons in general. So it would probably hurt him quite a bit more than what Great Heavy Soul Arrow is. But um, with my equipment right now, his strongest attacks would one shot me. It's getting into the fight or whatever. As you first walk into the room or whatever, that's the hardest part. Um, the dogs are annoying or whatever. Can be annoying or whatever. If you don't have any poise or whatever, if they poise break you or whatever, he'll come out and he maybe poise break you or whatever, and he kills you or whatever. You know, I mean that can be pretty. Yeah. After that, so it's makes it a bit easier to have poison in the fight. Keep opening the door from the lower undead bird to the deaths. Those banished from the undead bird eke out their existence in the deaths. A damp layer with no trace of sunlight, nearly half of the deaths from a perilous. That's we get that item for beating him. Um, Miracle passed down to those bound by the warrior. Sunlight Covenant hurl lightning spear. Lightning spears inflict rare lightning damage and are very effective against magic fire and most of all dragons. Great Heavy Soul Arrow will actually do about as much as Lightning Spear will. Um, if you have the same amount of intelligence as I do Faith right now, it would be doing about the exact same amount of damage, maybe even a little more. I don't remember exactly, but if you had an A scaling talisman with the catalyst I have right now, which is A or whatever, they'll be doing about the same amount of damage. This is actually misnamed, I think, the Great Scythe, which is kind of weird. It can be nice, though, if you want to go with a Grim Reaper look. One of the special rings were the four Knights of Gwyn. The full Wolf ring belongs to Artorias, the Biswalker Artorias, at the unbendable will of seal, and was unmatched with a great sword. Um, Titanite chunk for weapon reinforcement. At a certain point, you can with chunks. You can upgrade to plus 14. After using something called large titanite, after a plus 10 weapon, upgrading your weapon to plus 10. Those are for normal weapons. It also upgrades lightning weapons up to plus 4. And crystal weapons. Blue Titanite works with magic and enchanted weapons. Enchanted. Going up to. You can only, like I said, upgrade special weapons with Twinkling Titanite up to plus 5. Special Titanite stolen from a faceless stone beast known as a Titanite demon. When the nameless blacksmith deity passed from several slabs great beasts arose, the power of Titanite remains within that. Dragon scales reinforcing dragon weapons peeled from an ancient dragon. A dragon is inseparable from its scales, and the transcendent apostles who seek the perpetuity of the ancient dragons have crossed into the earth. Yeah. There's a couple of dialogues I haven't exactly read, so I guess I just decided to do it now. This faintly warm metal engraved with the symbol of the sun is the ultimate honor. Word to those who summon the warrior sunlight and complete the completed goal. The symbol represents the Lord Gwyn's firstborn who lost his deity status and was expunged. Godhood, I think. I also went to some of my other files to read some items that I don't have on this file that drop from enemies that I've killed. seeing that in a minute, but I'm really taking my time with this. Come on, dude. Yeah, that's a large titanite. From +5 to +10 is what that allows you to upgrade to. Yeah, you can kind of see an area in the background that we have yet to be at. This wide single-edged short sword is a fair lowly thieves and bands, primarily a slicing weapon, but highly effective when used for critical hits, such as after parrying or from behind. You can kind of see the stats there. It has 300 bleed, 56 attack. Uh, yeah. Black Knight Sword. Rush one of those Black Knights. Great sword, the Black Knights who wander Lordred, used to face Chaos Demons. The large motion that puts the weight of the body into the attack reflects the great size of their adversaries long ago. Demons are also weak to Black Knight weapons. Black Knights, they were going after them at some point. After demons. Hollow Soldier Shield is pretty nice, actually. It doesn't have the compared to some other ones, its stability and everything else. It's higher than everything, than a lot of things for right now. Or my Hollow Soldiers may be old and it's made of thick leather, is header with age. Helmet worn by Hollow Warriors, although it is made of iron, is old, battered, and worn out. It is wise to wear sturdy form, whatever. Uh, I've already read that. Yeah, that's an item we will be getting later. It's a pretty useful item. Um, that item down at the bottom there. An item that Loudtrek actually has. A ring from an old witch engraved with insightful strips, but seemingly useless. I'm going to be using this file later on for something later on. Uh, I made this specifically for that. And that ring is something that involves it. It's a starter item. Here's a halberd description. Halberd, the Black Knights, a Winter Lordran used to face Chaos Demons. A large motion that puts the weight of the body into the attack reflects the great size of their adversaries long ago. The Black Knight Greatsword I should also mention is it might be actually slower than the actual Greatsword, which is slower than the Claymore. And Uh, Claymore's class is a great sword. I don't know. The heater shield is pretty light compared to most shields. That's the hard leather armor set for the warrior. The standard helm is actually better than I remembered it. It actually has 14 points of defense. Um, Better than the hollow soldier helm by a couple of points. It's the only thing that the warrior set has in terms of poise. 20 is normally good if you're looking for poise. Home a nameless knight and perhaps an elite knight of a store, although he was loath to give up on his undead mission. He prepares to the undead asylum and went hollow. Why are you talking about that one? This was found in a completely different spot. Um, this set is pretty good. I can't remember how much poise it gives you, but it's close to 40. I don't remember. The wolf ring gives you 40 poise, so if you get that or whatever and use it for Capra demon, then yeah, most armors are decent enough anyway. So if you have the wolf ring and you want poise and you won't have to use some of the other armors, and if you can't use them without fat rolling or something, or don't want a mid roll or something, I don't know. This is another area, whatever. That's kind of later on. Um, you can kind of see in the background, but half of the blade of this straight sword is broken off. Nice. This is the Drake sword, what you can get from the Drake, the red Drake. The sword one of the red dragon weapons is formed by a drake's tail. Drakes are seen as undeveloped imitators of the dragons, but then they are likely their distant kin. The sword is imbued with a mystical power. If you two-handed or whatever and use a heavy attack for the two-handed, it would do a pretty stone greatsword. The stone knights who guard the dark root garden will this moss-covered greatsword. The same magic which created the stone knights is imbued in the sword. Unleash this power by wielding the sword with the two hands. Those are the big dudes in dark root garden, where those demonic foliages were. Trees, I don't know. Um, you can get this item from the Ghost. Jagged blade wielded by the new long ghost violent thrust attack. One of the curved weapons inflicts damage to ghost, I believe that says. Um, has a good amount of damage too. You can actually hurt the ghost with that weapon without like being cursed. Skull Lantern. Skull Lantern, the Catacombs Necromancer, drew from his long beard locks. This lantern not lights the tomb of the giants. Needle's light, devouring domain of death, also serves as a fire damage strike. We will be seeing the tomb of the giants a bit later. A couple episodes from now, actually, because I can do a certain trick and I feel confident. Well, I probably would try it without it, but it would take me a minute maybe to do it. It's a lot easier with this new trick that I'm probably going to use for it. Going down in that area because it's pretty brutal.
See a light wherever you go.